All right, welcome to 7th grade lesson 1.1 Watch and Write. Today we're going to talk about adding integers with the same sign. Our learning objective for today is that I can add integers with the same sign. By same sign, we mean we are going to be adding numbers that are either all positive, like this down here, positive 4 and positive 8, or all negative, negative 4 and negative 8. Notice both numbers in the problem have the same sign, either all positive or all negative. All right, so the rule for adding with the same sign is super straightforward. For same signs, we add and we keep the sign. So for example, if we have positive 4 plus positive 8, we end up with positive 12. We know how to add two positive numbers. But when we're given two negative numbers, such as negative 4 plus negative 8, I like to do some mental math here where I switch our number from a negative to a positive. So I could say, instead of having negative 4 here, in my head I'm going to make that a positive 4. And instead of negative 8, I'm going to make that positive 8. This is a problem I know how to do. 4 plus 8 is 12. However, our numbers were originally negative, negative 4 and negative 8, and our rule says we add them and then keep the sign. So I got to make sure I make my answer negative 12. Our last example here, we have negative 3 plus negative 5. We could treat them like positives, turn it into positive 3 and positive 5, which gives us positive 8. 3 plus 5 is 8. However, we got to keep our sign. They started as negatives. We're going to keep them as negatives, so it becomes a negative 8. All right, let's talk about why that's the rule. Why does that work? We're going to look at two problems, one with both positives and one with both negatives, and we're going to look at a number line first. So let's start with our positive one. On a number line, we always start at 0 and then move to the first number. In this case, it's positive 2. So we're going to move from 0 to positive 2. 1, 2. And then from there, we're going to add 4. So we're going to start here and we're going to go 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we end up at positive 6. Now let's do the same thing with our negative numbers. We start with negative 5, so I'm going to start at 0 and I'm going to do it underneath this time. And I'm going to go over to negative 5. Now, normally when we add to the right. Here we moved to the right with addition. However, when we add and then have a negative, the negative sign tells us to turn around. So instead of going to the right, we're going to turn around and go to the left. And we're going to go to the left 4 space. So we're going to start at negative 5 and go 1, 2, 3, 4. And we end up here at negative 9. Lastly, why does this work with counters? And counters are a tool you will get to use to help you practice in one of the learn and do options. Same problems. This time we're going to use counters. So I'm going to use green positive counters to represent my positive 2 here. So I'm starting with 2, and then I'm going to add 4 more. Altogether, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 counters. And they're all positive. I should have made that a green 6 to represent that it's positive. Notice we don't have a plus sign in front of our positive 6. We don't need a plus sign to know that it is positive, but we do need a negative sign to know it's negative. Now, if we have negative 5 as our first number, I'm going to start off with 5 red negative counters. And they have a little minus sign there, so here's my 5 negatives. And I'm adding 4 more negative counters. Altogether, that gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But they're negative, so I got to make sure to put that negative 9 on there.